Stewart, the White House says Hillary Clinton's campaign financed the Russia hoax. Outlet in this room should be covering. This is further evidence that Hillary Clinton approved the Russia hoax against President Trump. Her campaign financed IDA, GAIN. She approved ID, and the FBI and the CIA were both weaponized too, as our director of CIA has said. Accelerate this hoax against then-candidate and former President Trump. To answer the heart of your question, the President wants to see justice served, and he trusts the Attorney General and the Department of Justice to implement that justice and hold these people accountable. Stewart, Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, joins me now. Congressman, surely there will be a full-scale investigation of this. That's what you would expect, right? Absolutely. There needs to be a full-scale investigation. With respect to the Hillary Clinton campaign, paying for the Steele Dossier and other elements, in the Financial Services Committee, we had a former commissioner, Gary Gensler, in committee. Yesterday, Mr. Gensler, about this very fact about did he sign off on the checks that paid for the Steele Dossier? That we now know, without any shadow of a doubt, was false. A false narrative continued concocted materials and evidence for the entire purpose of spying on President Trump's campaign in 2016 is in starting this Russia probe, which was, in my view, the real thing that was destroying our democracy. And that's the Democrats. Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden wanting so desperately to defeat Donald Trump that they were using the intelligence community, laundering phony intelligence, and the Hillary Clinton campaign paid for it. And so, yes, it needs to be investigated much more broadly. I should tell our audience that Fox Business reached out to Hillary Clinton's team for a response to the story. We have not heard back from her. From that team at this point, Congressman Biden's longtime aide, Mike Donilon. He just testified in the Biden probe. He says Democrats overreacted to the catastrophic debate. Biden was capable of doing the job. And now Axios is reporting that Donilon was promised $8 million if Biden won the election. What is going on here, Congressman? I mean, first of all, nobody believes Mr. Donilon. The Democrats were concerned people. Listen, the debate was disastrous. I was there, the American people saw it, but don't forget, I think it was 2 weeks before the debate Joe Biden went and did this now-famed fundraiser with Barack Obama and George Clooney, and it is clear they're having to help him off the stage. Apparently, last night, he gave a speech, and they had two. They literally walked him to the podium for him to start his remarks. Joe Biden has not been mentally capable for quite some time. Mr. Donilon is covering up, quite frankly, because they have a long relationship, and I respect that. If you have a long relationship with somebody, you try to do your best to protect them. But Joe Biden was not running the country. He wasn't mentally capable of running the country. We need to investigate Mr. Donilon's comments, and the fact he was going to be paid $8 million by the campaign if he had won demonstrates he's trying to protect his longtime associate as opposed to telling the truth to the American people. Stewart, is that normal in politics? You get a $4 to 5 greater than, oh yeah, Stewart. Big bonus if you win. Is that common? Yeah. It happens a lot, more than people realize. Look, one of the things when you talk about the swamp, part of the swamp is all of the people who come up and they're around candidate or an elected official. And so there's a lot of long-time relationships that exist in politics. And I think that's one of the reasons why you get a lot of internal infighting. That happens all the time in fighting. Stewart, you're making a push to reopen the launch pad, if Cape Canaveral. That's a name I remember from the distant past. Why do you want to reopen IT? Well, first of all, IT was the launch pad that wasn't being utilized anymore. We have the space to continue the expansion of space operations here at Cape Canaveral. And so it makes sense for this work to be done. I actually was able to tour the pad yesterday. It's not manager. That you want to put the new Starship rocket from space on, you don't want to use the old platform. It makes sense to build a new one. So that's what they're in the process of doing. That work should be completed next year. We just want to make sure that the Department of Defense gets through their audit checks quickly so we can get this up and running for the future. Stewart, and it's in Florida, which always helps, of course. Byron Donalds, IT's, always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on the